Hi, we're so glad you could join us on At Home today. It's a wonderful day. No matter what's going on in your life, it's still a wonderful day. You say, but Arlene, you don't know what's going on in my life. No, I don't. But I know that we serve a God who does know what's going on. And you know what? There's no problem so great that he cannot solve it. There is nothing that you're facing today that he does not have the answer for it. I don't care if you're not feeling well physically, if emotionally you're all uptight about something, if a relationship has gone sour. Maybe it's with your child or with your husband or your wife. Maybe it's with a parent. Maybe people are putting pressure on you, undue pressure, wanting you to conform to whatever's going on. Guess what? God has an answer. And he says, come unto me, all ye that are weary and heavy laden, I will give you rest. That's his promise to you. Now, his helping you is contingent on your being willing to come to him. So it's cooperation on your part, and then God will do the thing that he needs to do for you. That's called getting together and working together. Well, this little thing I have here, and I'm going to turn it on, this is all about working together. This is a Noah's Ark, and I got this for Christmas, and it's got a sensor on it. There we go. You see this? Noah had a whole ark full of animals, 2 of every kind you could imagine, and they all had to get along. They all had to get together. Isn't it cute? I just think it's so sweet. My sister-in-law and my brother gave me that. That to me personifies working together, which God wants us to do. So if you have that problem going on, please just remember, God is there and he wants your cooperation so that he can work things out for you. We'll be back with some more quickies from the kitchen, like I promised last week, in just a moment. Here's today's at-home hint. Here's today's at-home hint. Use a meat baster to squeeze your pancake batter onto the hot griddle, and you'll have perfectly shaped pancakes every single time.
For updates, pictures, stories, and more, like us on Facebook. To watch hundreds of classic episodes, subscribe to us on YouTube. And to get hundreds of free recipes, visit ctvn.org/athome.
Well, we're making more quickies from the kitchen today, and this first one that I'm sharing with you, this is called hot sausage bean soup. We're on a roll with the soups because everybody's enjoying them because it just tastes good. It's hearty for your tummy. This one, we have taken a pound of hot sausage, a little bit of oil, and we cut the pound of hot sausage in little chunks, kind of like that. Then we took 1.5 large onions and sliced them, a little bit of oil in the bottom, brown the sausage first, and then put the onions in. And that's what we have here now, okay? We want the heat to be high because really, basically, all you're going to do is open a lot of different cans of different kinds of beans. And we're also going to season this a little bit. But you want this to get cooking pretty good before you add the rest of the things. I would say probably 5 minutes or so till every piece gets nice and browned and the onions start to caramelize, which kind of look like this. That's what you're looking for before you add the rest of it, because this brings the flavors out in the onion and also in the sausage. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to start. We have 1 can of tomato soup. We're going to add that first. You don't drain anything. And you could certainly make this in a crock pot if you wanted to. That would work well. So there's your tomato soup. Someone said, geez, just put a little sauce on with that sausage and onions and a piece of bread and I can go to town. Forget the soup. Well, that is good, but we're going to make it even better. Now we have a can of waxed beans. That's the yellow beans. Put that in. And a can of green cut beans. Put those in. I'm going to drain a little bit of this off because I think we're getting a whole lot of moisture here. These are the butter beans. See, they're like the big, they look at those. They're big, huh? Big lima beans, but they're white, okay. And I'm going to drain just a little bit of this off. If I were doing this in a crock pot, I'd leave all the juice on there, would be fine. And we have, of course, the red kidney beans. Look at the color going on in that. Shee. Yummo, yummo. These legumes, the legumes are very good for you. Legumes are very, very good. This is just plain old pork and beans, okay? We all ought to eat more legumes. I like that word. That's just like, is that a French word, Mike? You don't know? Okay, could the research department upstairs find that quickly and tell me if that is or indeed not a French word? We would appreciate that. Sounds like it is, huh? That's what I thought. Now, we have a lot of beans going here. If you don't like one of those, omit it, double up on something else. You know, I always tell you, whatever you like is what you should put in there. But look at the color. There's little chunks of sausage. Oh, my, oh my, oh my. Now, 1 cup of barbecue sauce. That's going to fire them up a little bit. This makes a nice big pot too, and I'll bet you the second day, of course, if you have any left, this would be awesome because the flavors would really be going to town. Okay, now, crushed red peppers. That's the little seeds. That's about a teaspoon. Put them all in there. Live a little dangerously. Okay? Now, and besides that, if nobody likes it, you get to eat it all yourself. No, that's not good. Okay, now we're doing 1 cup of brown sugar. And this, you just want to break it up if it starts to dry out. This is going to add such a wonderful element. That sweetness with that's going to be awesome. If you find out it's a little bit too sweet, cut back on. Only put a 1/2 cup. Whatever. Now, like I said, you could put this on early in the morning and just let it cook all day, or you could put in a crock pot. I would probably do the sausage and the onions, put that in the crock pot, and then put everything else in and turn it on high to get it started, and then turn it down. But I tell you, this is called hot sausage bean soup, and I think we got another winner here, okay? What I'm going to do is just I'm going to trade. There we go. And I'm going to push this one back there. Well, maybe I am. Okay, we'll get that clicking. There we go. Now, on this one, the second quickie that we're going to make, and this is something like, say some friends are stopping by and you're just going to play games or just have a night at home just with not much to do, but you want to have something a little special going on. These are called mushroom toast squares, okay? And first of all, we're going to take 1 loaf, and you have to use this kind of bread. Pepperidge Farm, very thin. It's sliced really, really thin. You want to be sure you take all the crusts, okay? You want to take the crust off, cut the crust off, and you can save them for another use if you're making whatever, okay? But you'll see how different. Look how thin this is. See? That's what we need to make these. All right. The filling that we're going to make them, we have 1/4 cup of butter. We have that here, and that's in our skillet. And we're going to add about 3/4 pound of chopped fresh mushrooms. We're just going to put them in there, like so. All right. Your cookie sheet. What else do we need? We need some onion. This is about 1 onion chopped, as much or as little as you like. We kind of like onion here. And you know, this looks like a lot, but as it cooks down, you'll see that you don't really, it's not that much as you would think. All right. Now, this needs to cook for a couple of minutes because we want, first of all, the onions to brown, and then we want the mushrooms to like render their juices. And we have some other things we want to add to make this. These are great because you put your bread out and then you put this filling in. You put another piece on top. You butter the top of it. You bake them in the oven. Or you can wrap them individually, put them in the freezer, because it makes quite a few. You have a bunch of people coming over, bring out as many as you need. They're delicious. You're going to like these. But we're just going to render this down. You see how the soup's doing over here. Give it another stir. That looks awesome. Look at the color in that. And so healthy for you. That is going to be delicious. Jim, you got to get a bowl of that one. Like this crew ever left this studio without getting a bowl of anything. They get it all. That's the most often asked question. Well, what do you do with all that food that you make? I say, well, we have a crew and they all have smiles on their faces as far as I know. I think they're pretty happy. So we enjoy feeding them. We only wish that you could be here with us so that you too, Whitney. We only wish you could be here with us sometime so that you could taste the stuff that we're making too. All right, see how this is coming down already? Once we get the brown going on this from the butter, then we're going to add some herbs and we'll start putting it on our bread. And we will pop them in the oven and we'll be showing them at the end of the show. We're going to take a break right now. We'll be back in just a minute with more of Quickies from the kitchen. We'll see you in just a minute.
If you love At Home with Arlene Williams, then subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have hundreds of episodes with all your favorite recipes, holidays, and friends.
Say hi to your fan club.
Hi, fan club.
And don't forget to click the bell so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
All right, we're still making our mushroom squares here. Now what I'm going to add to it is an 8-ounce package of cream cheese. You want to get that on the bottom so that melts down. Good, like that. And get my right recipe here. Now we're going to add some Worcestershire sauce just to give it a flavor. Some garlic salt. And 1/4 of a teaspoon of oregano, crushed oregano. And basically all you do is just let that cook for about a minute until that starts to really melt. When that melts, then that's what's going to hold the rest of the ingredients together, because then we're going to spread that on our bread. Now, while we're waiting for that to happen, in another skillet for our next quickie, and this is one you're going to have for supper some night, I know you are, we just took, let me see here, we took 2 cups of cooked ham. You can see that in the bottom of our skillet. There it is, Jim. And we cut it in little chunks or little cubes. We also put a cup of water and 2 cups of fresh or frozen broccoli. And we're going to put that on heat, and we just want that to cook for about 3 minutes. I'm going to cover it while we're working on this one, okay? All right, almost there with this. That just needs to get started because that's going to be a cheesy rice dish, which is awesome with ham and fresh broccoli. You'll love it. See how this, when the heat gets to it, it starts to melt down? This will make a very nice spreadable filling for our toasts. I think if you were with us at Christmas time, you know we use that thin bread for a lot of different stuff that we made because it just it makes a dainty look of a sandwich rather than some big piece of bread because you're trying to cut down a little bit on that stuff. So, I think we're there with this. Let me see, I think we're there with this too. I'm going to just turn that one down a little bit. All right. What's clicking here? Something's clicking. Got to get them off, you know? All right, here we go. Now, I'm just going to take my knife. Maybe need a spoon. Do a little maintenance here, cleanup detail. And I've just lined the cookie sheet with the bread slices. And basically, I'm just going to spread this onto the sandwich slice. Again, you want to be sure you take the crusts off. These are going to bake in an oven, very short amount of time, but you want to make sure you get to the edge of the bread. Okay? There we go. And then you're going to take another slice of the bread and put it on top of it, like so. See? Spread like that. And to the corners, nothing worse. You know, somebody in my house, when they make you a jelly sandwich, they always put the jelly right here. And then when you take a bite out here, it's dry bread. But boy, when you get to the center, you get such a thrill because there's so much jelly right there. I say, honey, please, could you take the jelly to the edge of the bread? And occasionally he surprises me and I say, there's a treat. But it's a guy thing, I guess, you know. Slap it together, get it done fast, give her what she wants, make it for her, she's going to complain. Oh, no. Really, he's a good guy, I got to tell you. I'm just jagging him a little bit. Of course, he needs it, but anyway. All right, you get the idea on these. Now, before you're going to put these in the oven, let me tell you, we're going to take another knife and we're going to butter the top of it, just like so. You might want to do that ahead of time because you could. It wouldn't be a problem. But you just want to get a butter because that's what's going to brown up in the oven. And these are going to bake 300, 400 degrees. They need that extra heat to make them really crisp up nicely. Okay. And again, go to the edges, like so. The other thing you want to do before you put them in the oven, we're going to cut them because that would be a large appetizer, I would think. So I'll move these over. And all you want to do is cut them in triangles, which would be corner to corner. Do it very easily. Now, if you were going to put these in the freezer and not make them all at one time and save them for another time, don't cut them. You cut them when you bring them out to put them on the cookie sheet. And I don't think I would even butter them. I think I would do that fresh too. But you can see how you have 4 really nice little appetizers there, just like that. Isn't that neat? These are called mushroom toast squares. Cut them diagonally, corner to corner. Each sandwich makes 4, which is pretty awesome, okay? Now, we're going to show you these at the end of the program, but I want to get back to my other quickie, the last one that we're showing you. The other ingredients for it is rice and some cheese. And you want to do that. This is cooking. Let's take a look here. Yeah, that's going pretty good. You can see the green. And what that does is just get a start on that broccoli. Now, if you don't like the broccoli mushy, you don't have to cook it very long. Just cook it long enough till it gets a little tender so you can bite it. And what we're doing with that, get this fire up high enough. Let's see, there we go. See how nice the color is already just with the green and the pieces of ham. You want to go to your deli at McGinnis or where you go and ask for a 1-pound chunk and then cut it. It's not quite a pound, probably takes about half to 3/4. You don't have to be perfectly measured. If you have a cup, throw a cup in, whatever. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to add the rice to this and the cheese. This is minute rice. This cooks very quickly. And this is Velveeta cheese, cut in chunks. And all you do with this is you just mix it around till the rice gets down in the moisture. Because remember, that's what's going to cook the rice. And you want the cheese to be pretty evenly distributed. Mix it like that. Make sure everything is covered. Best part of this, you put the cover on, turn it off, and wait 7 minutes. And it's done. Simple, easy to do. That's a main course. That one you're going to want to make. Hope you're enjoying the quickies today, and we'll be back in just a minute to show you all the final products. But here's how you can get today's recipes.
To get all the recipes from today's show, plus hundreds of others, just click the link in the video description or visit our website, ctvn.org/at-home.
Oh, if you were only here to see what goes on. I mean, Noah's Ark is, blasting, the music's, we're gathering at the river, and we're trying to show you the quickies that we made together, but someday. Okay, here's our soup. I have to tell you, if you look how nice and thick this is. That's great. Delicious, all those wonderful different legumes. And what we did here is just put some crackers with that hearty piece of bread. That's all you need. You could dust it with Parmesan cheese if you wanted to, but really, that stands alone. That's a wonderful, wonderful soup. Then we came over here. These are our mushroom toast sandwiches. We put a little cayenne or paprika on the top just to brighten them up a little bit, and they brown up really nice. You might want to spray the pan or butter the pan when you lay them down, okay, because we only buttered one side. So these are great too. This is a nice little, do it some eating when somebody's, like your kids are all hungry and they don't know what they want. Put some of these together. That's not hard. That's very simple. And then, look here. This is our, I tell you, cheesy rice with vegetables and ham. And this is so easy. Cooks 3 minutes, really. And that's it. Delicious, creamy, and oh so good for you. We hope that you're going to try some of the quickies we have today. We also hope that you're going to send for the recipes. Remember, you can get them. You know, that could really get on your nerves. Okay, well, you can get them from CTV. There's the arc. That's nice. Everybody's working together. Shut them off. Now, Susie, that's wonderful. We really like that a lot. Okay, don't forget you can get today's recipes by going to our website. We hope you've enjoyed today's program. As always, please join us next time because it just wouldn't be the same without you. We'll see you then.
Food provided by McGinnis Sisters Special Food Stores in Brentwood and Monroeville. Taste the world.
Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home. Thank you for watching.
Cornerstone Television wishes to thank all our faithful viewers whose consistent prayers and financial support have made this program possible.